Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Judy, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and I just got out of the shower. That's why I look the way I do, besties. I know it might be hard to believe, but I do shower. But I just got out of the shower and I saw that Amberlynn Reed posted a new video, and it's called A Heartbreaking Conversation with My Ex. Also, Ho is in here too, and he's just running around the floor. I don't think he's used to a video where Judy is the one in the chair. Do you want to say hi? So, Poe is here too. He wants to hear all the updates and the drama. Honestly, he's probably pretty confused too, because this is the second video I'm making, but I am limited on time because I do have plans this evening. It was only during the day that I wasn't supposed to have plans, and so I do have places to be tonight. I am going to go to those things, and we're going to try to watch this video all together, but I probably won't get a chance to edit until maybe tomorrow morning at the earliest, so maybe y'all will get a Sunday video too. But otherwise, we're going to push through, we're going to power through, we're going to do our best. This video appears to just be audio, to be honest with you. I just happened to hover over it, and it looks like there's no actual video or film, so we're just going to go with that. I'm guessing what this is Wifey answering the questions that were asked on Instagram of Amberlynn Reed, which I did mention in my video yesterday. That she had done all of that. So if you haven't watched that one yet, go watch it. And if you're confused in general about Amberlynn and Wifey breaking up, I mean, I have a video about that too. So let's just get to, shall we? Hi Stinkies, I'm just here to add a little bit to today's video. I honestly don't know how I'm gonna fit this in because I literally filmed a reaction to Amberlynn's little heartbreaking conversation with Wifey, and then some other stuff came out in terms of Becky posting on her community tab post about Amberlynn, so we're gonna cover that, and then also Amberlynn is talking on Instagram Q&A stories again, and so I figure I can give you that whole update. It might feel a little like out of order because I did already react to the heartbreaking conversation, and I just want to try to get as much up-to-date information in this video before I post it, because Lord knows by Monday when I'm ready to post another video, some shit will go down and there'll be more to talk about, and I'm just trying to stay on top of it while I can. Although, you know, it's already more than I normally do posting on the weekend. So let's start with Becky's post about Amberlynn. So literally after I got done filming my reaction, I was quickly looking around some things while I was waiting for like my files to export and things like that. And I saw that while I was filming, Becky had posted. And I couldn't do anything in the time to update because I did have plans last night. So here's what Becky had to say. Becky said, "So I have been threatened that if I speak on my truth, the law will be involved. Look how I was publicly treated, but I'm being threatened with the law. I saw the breakup video, and the reason she's being so graceful with this one is because she thought I wasn't good enough, but this one somehow was. I did everything for her, and just like always, I was treated like garbage. I suffer every day because of what I was put through, but I'm the one who has to stay quiet. How is that fair?" And when I saw this, I was like, well, this is also par for the course for both of these girlies, because back in the day, Becky and Amberlynn were threatening to sue me and Michael B. Petty if you weren't around for those days. I honestly, well, yeah, I do remember what it was about, because I had like talked about a post from Becky's sister's social media page or something like that, and they had like threatened to sue me and Michael B. Petty for it. So I'm not surprised we're at the point where like Amberlynn or Becky is talking about getting the law involved. But also, Amberlynn has some kind of nerve to be over here threatening Becky with anything. Like, fuck Amberlynn for that, honestly, because we also know that, you know, if we're talking about financial resources and things like that. Like Amberlynn probably has way more financial resources to like threaten Becky with. Becky has talked at length about, you know, not having as much money as she'd like, being in a horrible place mental health wise and things like that. And I think Amberlynn is just like a piece of shit for threatening Becky in that way. Now, I will say she continued to threaten Becky because Becky made an additional post where she said, she wants me to clear up that I mentioned the law first. Yes, back last September. Why? Because she wouldn't stop talking about me. This time, though, she said if either of us talk about each other, we can get the law involved. That was just a few days ago since she texted me that. She wanted to clear that up. So there you go. Which is just so interesting to me that that is a place that Amberlynn is at. Like, why she thought that would be a good look for her. Why any of that seems helpful. Like, also, what do you have to hide, girly girl? Like, you were the one that came out in a live stream on Destiny's channel and said that Becky put you through all kinds of things. It really seemed, honestly, like Becky wasn't gonna say shit until you opened your mouth. So I don't really know that Amberlynn would even have a leg to stand on, you know? That doesn't make any fucking sense. It wouldn't make any sense for Amberlynn to try to sue when she's the one that initiated talking shit. It really doesn't fucking make any sense. Like, all I want for Becky, honestly, after some of the things that she has shared on her community tab posts over the past month or so, is I just want her to be able to, like, have some mental peace, you know? It seems like she has really gone out of her way to, like, leave Amberlynn behind, and now she's getting dragged in by all of these different sources. And while I know a lot of people would find it entertaining for Becky to come out here and air Amberlynn's dirty laundry, and Lord knows I would also be interested, it seems like the best thing for Becky would be to, like, let this all go, you know, and move on. But it's also understandable that she feels like she wants to say something because Amberlynn is out here being absolutely foolish. And also, as you'll see, it's so funny that this is happening because, as you'll see in my reaction, Wifey talks about how great of a person Amberlynn is behind the scenes. And it's like, clearly she's not. Clearly, she's fucking not. So Amberlynn did start up the Instagram Q&As again, separate from the Q&As she posted for Wifey. She had some interesting things. One of the posts is about me, and so I'll respond briefly to that. I don't think it's that serious. And another one that I wanted to highlight was about Becky and the threatening of the lawsuit and things like that. So let's talk about that as well. So just really quickly, it was the very first story or question she answered. And the person said, Zachary Michael likes Michael B. Petty even though he fat shames you, but doesn't like Yo Mama because he fat shames Breeze. And then Amberlynn's response was, oh, trust, most reaction channels are just walking hypocrites. And I feel like we just need to clear some shit up about what I did or didn't say about Yo Mama, because I literally talked about him for all of 60 seconds and like a 40-minute long video. But I wasn't mad or upset about Yo Mama. I just explained why I didn't personally choose to watch him, okay? I don't hate Yo Mama. And I mean, to be honest, if we're truly, like, being honest, I don't watch most reaction channels or any reaction channels. And the ones that I do is just when I want to catch up on Foodie Beauty, right? And so he doesn't even really cover Foodie Beauty all that much anyways, so, you know, he wouldn't be probably the place that I was going to get that information. But just to be clear, I just said that I didn't like the way that he talked about women in a clip that was sent to me, which included the way that he talked about their weight and things like that. Michael B. Petty has also talked about women in the past in a not great way, and I have talked about my problems with that in past videos and the history of YouTube. I also know Michael a little bit better than most people outside of YouTube because Michael and I have been in this corner of the internet for a very long time and have talked at length about things that aren't related to Amberlynn and Chantal and whoever, whatever. And so I do like him as a person, but that doesn't mean I agree with every single thing he says, you know? You feel me? So I don't think it's that confusing whatsoever. He also hasn't made a fucking YouTube video in literal years, so I don't know why he's like the standard that I continue to have to talk about when it comes to like if I'm okay with people's language. But that's what I got. And I will say he did recently come back to Twitter, if you've been looking for Michael B. Petty. And I do think a lot of the things he said on Twitter are funny, and none of them have been funny because he was fat shaming. Like, he literally posted a tweet about Amberlynn's tarot cards and how maybe she could have seen this coming if she would have had better intentions. And I thought it was funny. And it didn't involve fat shaming Amberlynn. See, that's the thing that a lot of people don't get, is that it's easy to be funny when discussing Amberlynn and Chantal without talking about their weight, but not everybody understands that. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. I don't hate Yo Mama. Literally, Chantal also was on a live stream talking about how I was like allegedly crying about the way that Yo Mama talks about women.
And by the way, speaking of Yo Mama's stream, I had to get this off my chest. Why? Your new shoes are undefeated. Why is Zachary Michael crying? Has somebody not changed his diaper yet? First he was crying about the chicken being killed. Now he's crying about Yo Mama talking about women. Are you kidding? Do you realize all of those 100,000 subscribers you have were obtained by you targeting the same two women for years? How do you think that makes us feel? Ugh, anyway. The hypocrisy, honestly. Your whole channel is talking about two women. Are you kidding? What is going on? He's jealous that Amber watches Yo Mama.
But that's just simply not the case. It's just simply not the case. I truly don't give a shit. I just choose not to watch because his content is not for me. I was just making the point about him fat shaming women because Amberlynn herself talks about how much she doesn't like people who are fat phobic. And so I was curious if it's that she only doesn't like when people fat shame her, and that's why she doesn't have a problem with Yo Mama, although I'm not entirely sure that he does it. I don't know. Like, I know he has videos about Amberlynn. So I was just curious. I was just putting it out there for information. And then the other post, because oh my gosh, I've already spent way more time talking outside of this already very long reaction that I have to this stupid video coming up. But the other post was about Becky. Somebody asked, why are you threatening Becky with a lawsuit, but you get to talk bad about very hypocritical? I don't know what sentence they were trying to form, but that's not what's important here. Her response is what's important. She said, I'm not and I never would. Look at her newest post. She threatened it last September and I agreed to it. I brought it back up and told her it still stands per her request from last September. She confused what I said clearly, so she corrected herself. Again, if was her who threatened it. Leave me alone about Becky. I want her to heal and thrive. I personally have nothing else to say. If you mention her again, I'll block you. Thank you. So, fascinating. Yes, of course. Of course she corrected it because you sat there and threatened her again, bestie. Of course she's gonna correct her post because you're out here threatening her, Amberlynn. You're threatening her with legal action if she doesn't be quiet. But yet you are also still here talking about Becky, girl, okay? And again, need I remind you, the person who brought it up. So, big fuck you to Amberlynn Reed, who is worried about all the things that her exes will say. And honestly, I just wait for the day where Wifey also talks about it. Let's be fucking serious. Let's be fucking serious. Anyways, I'll take you back to the previous video now. Thanks so much for this little intermission.
Alright, you guys, so Felina's here.
Okay.
And this is hard for the both of us, but I asked her if she wanted to, you know, say her side or anything, because there are a lot of you who do like her.
No sides.
This is, okay, first of all, this is so goofy. You would never catch me post-breakup in a YouTube video for my partner's YouTube channel like this. And second of all, there are no sides is weird. I just heard Wifey say that for like 2 seconds there. And that's so weird because Amberlynn keeps saying, I want you to hear Feline's side. I want you to hear Wifey's side. So Amberlynn is making it sound like there's sides. And then I had another thought, but I literally just lost it. So let's just get to.
I don't feel like there's any sides to this breakup.
Oh, I remembered what my other thought was. Isn't it amazing how this works, how my brain works, how it functions, how she operates? My other thought was just like, what is Wifey really gonna say or be honest about when Amberlynn's sitting right there, you know? When this is all going through an Amberlynn filter at the end of it all. Like, she knows that Amberlynn's only gonna put up on her channel what Amberlynn wants to put up.
No, there's no sides, but I definitely want you to be able to use your voice.
Use your voice fully. You voiceless creature that hasn't had a voice for the 2 years you've been Amberlynn's girlfriend.
This is the best way to do it. I went onto Instagram, and these were the top questions.
Okay, picked by
We
Amberlynn.
went over them to decide if she wants to answer them or not, and she said they're all fine to answer, because obviously I want her to be able to speak.
Let's go.
About what she wants to speak about. So.
Let's go.
I don't remember a single one of those questions.
Do you want to go over them again?
No, it's fine. Just throw them at me.
Okay. So the first question is, will you be moving out of state as well?
Yeah.
Is this her telling her side of the story? I don't give a fuck where Wifey moves, to be honest. I imagine she'll no longer be a part of the channel. Why do I care where she moves?
I think I just want a clean slate. I don't know where I'm going yet. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I just know I'm moving. I don't know where. Don't have a set date, but...
What? Now...
That's, just a new adventure.
That's interesting because I feel like in Amberlynn's very first video, she said that she and Wifey both had a timeline for the next steps of living together, of moving out and whoever, whatever. So that feels like it's not matching up. Maybe there are sides.
Yeah. I feel emotional.
No.
We both keep going back and forth between numb and super emotional, and it's always on different times. When I'm emotional, she's numb. When I'm numb, she's emotional.
We haven't synced up our emotions yet.
No. Will you remain in each other's lives as friends?
I mean, we better.
We absolutely better.
100%.
Why are they still using that like fake playful romantic voice with each other to talk about if they're gonna remain friends? Y'all gotta get out of the same house. Y'all cannot remain here together.
That's still my best friend, like...
Aww.
Don't cry.
You want to be honest? I literally thought that you were gonna be the one to cry.
Poe is making all kinds of weird noises every single time I push play. So I apologize for these like abrupt pauses.
Cry during this.
I don't know, I'm like... I feel very detached.
So it's been working.
In this moment of time.
What's been working?
You know, I have my moments where...
Yeah.
I'm crying. Like you said, I have my moments where I'm numb. But, yeah, this moment, it just feels like it's surreal.
Yeah. And what I mean by it's working is like, because I'm the one who kind of made the rules. No sleeping in the bed together. I keep asking her if she's comfortable on the couch. She says it's cozy, so... Alright.
This is weird. What has Wifey added so far? I mean, we're only 3 minutes in. But, like, this is weird. This is weird, right? This is weird. We're all agreeing. Please tell me I'm not alone and feeling like this is a weird vibe right now. Like, two girlies who broke up just sitting here talking into a camera with no video filming. Just talking about like, what? This is so weird.
Next question. Will you keep the tattoos you got that have to do with Amber?
Great question, because I have yet to bring that up in any video I've made yet. But she sure does have a pluviophile tattoo and a tattoo that says so much, so much, so much. That Amber said is in her handwriting because she always says, I love you so much. And she also has a tattoo that says Wifey, although I'm unclear if that is from her relationship with Amberlynn or some previous relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see a reason not to.
Okay.
My tattoos are a story of my life, my journeys, and people in my life. And yeah, Amber may not be my partner anymore, but she's still someone I love.
Okay.
That doesn't change.
I feel that, I suppose.
No,
I feel that.
Erase her.
Do you think it's going to be hard to see the tattoos, though? Because I can't even imagine.
Yeah. It's going to be, a whole new adjustment when we're not living together.
Like, once we say our...
Yeah.
I was going to say final goodbyes, but I don't think it's that.
Okay, Wifey answered the question. Why are you continuing to prod her? If you would just let her answer the questions and move on to the next one, that would be nice, girly. So far, it feels like a lot of nothing. This feels like a big old juicy nothing burger.
I don't think it's final goodbyes. I told you that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's just gonna be us not living together anymore.
Two completely different states. But you love to travel. So.
You love to travel. Amberlynn can't give you a traveling girlfriend, so she'll just move away and you can travel to her. How about that, bestie? How about that?
At some point.
Yes, you will. In your words, why did the breakup happen?
Well, there we go. Now we're getting to the juice. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes.
I feel like this is probably the most adult relationship I've ever had.
That's so weird that they both keep saying that. Like, first of all, what does that mean? First of all, what does that mean? Like, what is an adult relationship? Like, surely anything should be an adult relationship after the age of 18. I'm just, like, also not convinced that it is adult or mature because all we've ever seen from them is, babe, baby, babe, oh, I love you so much, babe. Like, that and hickeys. And hickeys, in my world, is not something 30-year-olds are doing anymore. So I just like, okay, the most adult relationship you've ever had? Cool. Okay.
There was a lot of growth on both ends. And
well,
as you grow, sometimes you just realize you need different things than what you may have originally thought you needed.
That's interesting because the way Amberlynn made it sound in the video I just reacted to, the one I posted yesterday, or, well, whatever the last video I posted was, because I don't know when I'm going to post this one, she made it sound like Wifey had a lot of work to do on herself as a person and wasn't doing that work or the work that needed to be done. So that's interesting. That sounds a little bit different than how Amberlynn's been presenting it.
And that's what it came down to. We don't give each other what we need.
Okay. What do you need from Amberlynn?
In not all senses. That's not in all senses, but in enough sense that we just realized we may not be the best for each other. Or at least in the capacity of a relationship.
Okay, well, actually, really, truly, not a lot of this is new, to be honest, because that's the same thing as what Amberlynn said. What's the point of having Wifey's perspective if all we hear her say is the same vague nonsense? I mean, I would expect it to be the same, especially if they're saying, like, it's a mutual decision. But, like, you're adding nothing new, I guess, is really what I'm trying to say. It's still so vague. It's still so vague.
Like, there was no animosity. There is no animosity.
Okay.
At least from my end, there's no ill will.
Well, we'll see. We'll see once you make it out. Once you make it out of Kentucky, we'll see. Because Desi and Becky had a lot to say once they were finally out of the house.
We're still in love. Like, I still love her.
Okay.
But sometimes that's just not enough.
Well,
push a relationship through.
Amberlynn has never understood that phrase more than she has right now. She's never realized how real and true that was until right now in this moment, that sometimes love isn't enough.
Yeah.
You know?
I've tried to explain that, and some people don't believe in mutual breaking up, and it's a thing. It's when two people agree.
I do.
To go their separate ways, and we agree on that.
I do think that that's real and that people can do that and be mature about it. I just find it hard to believe that Amberlynn can do that, given her track record and history.
As painful as it is.
I mean, I guess to those people, like, you're, in a sense, lucky that you've never had to experience that.
Never.
Yeah, because it's a different type of pain,
This
for
is
sure.
definitely a different type of pain.
Wouldn't you want to experience that? Like, wouldn't you want to end things amicably? I think most people do, and it's sad that when you can't end things amicably. But I'm just saying that Amberlynn claimed to end things amicably with Destiny and Becky, and we both know how those things went. That's all I'm saying.
Because, you know, if you end things on bad terms, you can wipe that person from your life and just move on. But it's like...
Especially if you're not in love with them anymore.
Yeah. And it's like you can just move on, move forward, and that's that. But when you're still in love with a person, it's like you have to make that unselfish decision to say, I'm not what you need. And I will say it's probably one of the most mature things I've ever done.
Honestly, though, here's the thing about all of this, is that, you know, if it's so amicable, and if it's, like, so mutual, and that there's no hard feelings or ill will, then, like, why can't we talk about the actual reasons that y'all broke up? You know, that's the missing link for me, I think, is just that, like, if y'all are truly, like, no hard feelings, you're just, you know, realize that y'all aren't what each other needs, then I'm confused why we wouldn't just name the things that you both need, and I think that would be very understandable. I think that's the piece where people are also finding it hard to believe that there's not more to the story here. But Amberlynn is very bad at realizing what actual point and questions people have. And just, like, sees this from the narrative of, like, y'all just don't understand that two people could continue loving each other after they break up.
So the next question was, actually, are you still in love with Amberlynn?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, I love her with all my heart.
If you could turn
That's
back time,
fine.
what would you do differently?
There's a lot of things I would do differently.
Really?
Like what? Name one.
I would have made sure I was in a better place emotionally, mentally, before entering this relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm still at a point in my life where I'm growing and changing from year to year.
Week to week. Me too, though.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to, like, continue growing as a person even through, like, relationships? You're never gonna, like, enter a relationship at, like, your finalized form and the finalized version of you. Like, I have certainly changed as a human, as a person, since I started dating Noel 6 years ago. I think that would just be expected. I guess maybe Wifey is just saying, like, she wishes she was at a different place than she was. I don't know. I don't understand the answer to that question, but maybe I'm thinking about it too hard. I'm thinking about it too hard, besties.
And I think when we first started dating, I thought I was, like, in a good spot. I was...
Okay.
Taking medication for mental health, going to therapy regularly. I had felt the best I've felt in my adult life, and I thought, like, it can't get any better than this, but there was still a lot of things I needed to work on.
Okay.
And I know you saw that firsthand.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Both of us have a lot we have to work on.
Sure.
You're gonna be the one that got away.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
That's such a goofy thing to say. I don't know. I'm just like, I think the part that makes this difficult is like, certainly there are some things as people that, like, you need to work on and would be deal breakers, right? Like, I can't think of what one of those things might be immediately, but, like, if you still have work to do on that, I could see a world where you're like, we're not ready for this. But I'm also just so confused because I think about, I mean, again, I'm thinking about my own life, which is maybe not fair because I think I'm probably maybe a little bit more of a well-adjusted human being than Amberlynn is, not to compare, because I'm not trying to, I don't know, compare myself to Amberlynn, but I guess I am. Anyways, all I'm saying is, like, there are things that I've had to work on over the 6 years of my relationship with Noel. There's things that Noel's had to work on. And, like, part of, I think, the beauty of being in a relationship with somebody is sticking through those things with them. And certainly, I think if we had a better understanding of those things that they're trying to work on or haven't worked on, and, like, what the history of, like, working on those things has looked like, would change everything. I guess what I'm trying to say is just, like, because it's so vague, all of this is so vague, it's a big nothing burger. Like, it's not helping me understand the situation anymore. And I imagine it's going to lead to more speculation, which is what Amberlynn was trying to shoot down in the last video I reacted to. She was getting a little bit irritated because people were speculating about all the reasons why they might have broken up and this, that, the other. And it's just like, you can end all of that if you just start speaking specifically.
Because I think about that saying where it's just like, we're right for each other, but, like, not right now.
Okay,
you know? And you never know what the future holds.
That's it. You never know what the future holds.
You never know.
Y'all could get back together tomorrow.
Okay, so next question is, how are you feeling?
And it's been a rough few days.
That first day especially, because I told them about you drinking and how scary that was.
Why is Amberlynn speaking for her? Why is she, like, putting the words in Feline's mouth, saying, like, well, I remember how hard that first day was. I told them about how difficult the drinking was. Like, just let her talk.
Yeah, I'm not very good at... I'm not an emotional person. Amber is definitely the emotional one out of the two of us.
Yes, I am.
I bottle up my emotions until I can't take it anymore, and that first day I definitely pushed everything down until it just came out in the worst way possible. But I've been allowing myself to cry.
She said she's not an emotional person, but did they not start off this whole video, conversation, dialogue, situation type of deal, talking about how emotional they both are and how they've gone back and forth between being super emotional and numb?
I've been allowing myself to sit in those sad moments, not stay there, but just sit for a moment, and actually talking about it. Like, talking about it with you has been fairly therapeutic.
Okay.
I will say.
Well, you know what you both need is actual therapy, probably. And that's not shade. I'm just saying. It's giving me watching The Ultimatum and seeing these girlies talk about all of their problems and talking about how helpful it was to talk about all of their problems, but then nothing changes in the way that they treat and talk to each other. And it's like, what you really need is therapy. It's just like, you go to therapy. You mentioned it earlier. Try it again if you're not already.
Yeah, even as painful as it is, I feel like that's probably a good thing to talk about it, you know. And I'm proud of you because I know through our whole relationship it's hard for you to express your feelings.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we're grieving the same thing. It's like I still feel like, you know, even though this is our breakup, I still feel like you're on my side.
Of course.
You know?
And you're on mine.
Of course.
I know a lot of people don't get it.
And that's okay.
You don't have to.
They didn't live it, and it's fine.
Yeah, because, like, people say, we don't know Feline. We didn't know your guys' relationship.
We sure didn't.
Like, that's what I try to...
We sure didn't.
get across to people is that, like, what you see on camera isn't my full life.
But then this is the problem, bestie. This is the problem. You come on here and you want us to be empathetic about your breakup. You want us to understand where Feline's coming from. You want us to understand that this whole time there were all these things that Feline needed to work on and blah, 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 blah. But that, like you just said, what you show on camera is not your whole life. And so we only have that to go on. And it's now presented you and Feline as this whole other thing.
What's important to me is you. And I protected your privacy for so long. And
I've had enough.
To do so. But by doing that, they didn't get to see the beauty in us. They didn't see the fun.
We didn't see anything.
They didn't see the love.
We didn't see anything. We got to occasionally see Wifey smack you on the ass, girl. We didn't get to see shit. Okay? Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to say. I didn't see the good times, the bad times, or anything. I got to occasionally hear baby and see her smack you on the ass.
And that's okay. But
there was a lot of that.
There was a lot.
There was a lot of that.
Yes.
Even now, there's still laughter and
yeah,
stupid inside jokes.
Yeah.
And I only expect that to continue.
Yeah, me too.
But no relationship is perfect.
Nope.
But I really do commend you for acknowledging, what you need.
I mean, same. So the last question.
We're already on the last question. We're only slightly over halfway through this video. And let me just tell you, the first 12 minutes of this video, aggravating, annoying. I don't feel like we've really learned any more. Wifey hasn't told us anything we didn't already know. If Amberlynn really wants to keep on dragging this out, I respect the girlie for making her coins, getting her views on this content. I respect it. It's the most interesting thing to happen on her channel. Honestly, truly, probably since, not that I want to incite the name of Cakegate, but since Cakegate, maybe since her beef with Destiny, maybe. And even both of those things were like mid when it comes to drama on her channel, because it was all outside factors that were causing the drama, right? This is her own life actually being somewhat interesting for a change without other people influencing it, without her exes influencing it, without people sending her stuff in her P.O. box to influence it. So this is like the most exciting thing. And Amberlynn, certainly get your views, get your coins, but I'm gonna need you to like give us something to work with, instead of just repeating the same talking points. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like you gave Wifey like some approved talking points about what is okay and not okay to talk about, and here we are.
Is there anything else you want to say, or you want to add, or whatever it may be? This isn't the last time you guys are going to hear from Feline, by the way.
Damn.
Because we do have some months together.
Months?
And I'm going to start vlogging again.
Months?
I don't want it to be awkward for her to be,
we got months left.
Her limbs to be part of my vlogs still, so...
does she still watch me since I talked about that? I mean, it's probably not just me, but... You still watching? Because I brought up missing her limbs. It's going to feel like we're missing a limb or two.
We just want to make it very clear that this is not... I mean, it's dramatic. But it's not the type of drama that I think people want.
All right, then let's move on.
Or they're looking for.
Then let's move on.
So yeah, anyways.
Then let's move on. If it's peaceful... If it's an amicable split, that's all I need to know. Let's just keep it moving.
Anything else that you'd like to say?
You're a good person.
Thank you. That was random. I was not expecting that.
That was so random. I totally wasn't expecting Wifey to say I was a good person, you guys. That's so random. Quirky.
No, but you're a genuinely good person. Like, I've never see you becoming emotional.
I see the tears. They're starting.
I've never had someone show me what I'm worth.
Oh.
I guess.
You're worth so much. And that's why this is happening, because you deserve the world. And sadly, right now, because of circumstances, I can't give you that. You know?
And I can't give you that.
I know. But we can be
It's so...
best friends and we can be in each other's lives.
I'm so over it.
You know?
I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
I mean, yeah, that's...
Also, what is heartbreaking about this conversation? Can we talk about that? Because the title of this video is A Heartbreaking Conversation with My Ex. So far, y'all have just talked about how much you love each other. Good! I'm glad! It sounds like you had a good breakup. I like... Am I wrong? Am I wrong for saying all of this? Am I wrong? Because she's like, this isn't going to be the type of drama that you might want. Okay, that's fine. But then why are you trying to act like it is?
Like, I know there's people out there who just want to see the character of Amberlynn, but behind the scenes and off camera, you're a good person.
See, that's the problem, though, Feline. That's the problem. The character of Amberlynn is all we see. We see the character. We see the character. So you might see a different person behind the scenes, although I think we all got a little bit of a glimpse of the character behind the scenes when she was on that phone call with Destiny. But you get to see behind the scenes all these things, but that's not what we see. That's not what we see at all, because she doesn't show us. She doesn't know how to show us her true self or what the real Amberlynn is.
Thank you.
And I'm excited to see your growth in the next phase of your life.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping you do take the time to just learn about you more.
Stop lying. You're gonna be a jealous ex. You just want me to be single. I'm just kidding.
Fuck out of here.
See, we be joking still.
Yeah,
No.
fuck out.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be single this bad in my life. I have not been single since I was 16. Like,
You said the same thing after Becky. You said the same thing after Becky.
when you really realistically think about it, I've always either been in a relationship or I've been talking to somebody.
Yes.
I don't want that.
We're
I
aware.
want to see who I am as a single individual.
Her saying the whole thing the other day about not knowing her identity or what her self-identity was leading up to this. Because she's like, I don't know who I am without being single. Girl. Let's stick to that then. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna hold you to being single. I'm gonna hold you to it this time. I feel like I probably held her to it the last time, to be honest, but I'm gonna do it this time.
Same here.
That's gonna be interesting for us both to find that, you know?
I haven't been single in a while. I mean, there are periods of time where I'm single.
Y'all got a problem then.
But,
Be single.
you know, I want some extended period
Yeah.
of time.
It's gonna be good for you.
You say that now. You both say that now, but just wait. I literally can't wait until some girly slides into Amberlynn's DMs and we're back. We're right back there where she's with the love of her life, found the most perfect partner. I'm just waiting. Or though, you know, maybe if she really is serious about moving, maybe she'll at least wait until she moves. I don't know.
It's gonna be a time of growth.
Mm-hmm.
Time of reflection.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be weird for me and hard, but It's gonna be interesting because, like, I've noticed, like, especially in the last, like, maybe 4 years of my life, I like to be alone. Like, I like my alone time.
Do you?
You know?
See, don't go crazy with that.
I mean, yes, I love being near you. I love being near you. That doesn't change.
This is weird. This is weird.
You know, those couple of times where you went to see your family and I was here. Like, I loved that alone time, you know?
Did you? That, because I remember there were some times where you were alone and you said you were struggling. You said your mental health was struggling. You're not used to being alone. Girl, let's not rewrite history. I am so sick of this video. We need to power through these last 4 minutes because I'm done. We've learned nothing from Wifey. And now Amberlynn's pretending she loves to be alone. No, you don't, girl. No, you don't. And when you are alone, how are you gonna get the things you need and do the things you need to do?
I mean, I think you need some alone time.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, probably.
Me as well.
Realistically, it's normal to have alone time. In fact, this is why I know this is crazy. Isn't that why I know this is crazy? Because I was just saying in a video recently, like within the past few weeks, I remember talking about how I need my alone time from Noel because I think that's normal in a relationship. So I don't know who she's trying to fool or who she's lying to saying that she loves alone time because I don't believe it. That's a new one for me, bestie.
Yeah.
Wait, I will say,
maybe.
I will say, I could have been talking about Life plus Cindy when I brought up the Noel and liking alone time thing. Ooh, my memory. My remembrance isn't too good. I was probably talking about Life plus Cindy. That actually makes more sense. Okay. Anyways, I still don't believe it because the thing about Wifey going and leaving for periods of time, Amberlynn has struggled with that in the past.
I'll hop from place to place for a little bit.
Gotta be a little realistic, but you're gonna figure it out. You're a free spirit.
Not the free spirits. Triggered!
This isn't the end of us. It's just
a new chapter.
It's just a new chapter. It hurts, but I feel like it'll be worth it, hopefully, in the end.
Okay.
I can only see good things coming from this.
Yeah. Same.
Wow, that was depressing.
Stop right now.
Over here crying, you're crying.
I know you ended up crying, you emotional thing.
Wow.
Where did this emotion come from?
Could you imagine crying? I can't because I can't see you. I can't see you.
You must have put some teardrops up in my eyes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Looking.
That's what it was.
This is so bizarre.
Some air making my eyes water. That's all it is.
Whatever. It's the chemtrails.
Don't get me started, because you know I will go off on some sort of conspiracy.
Start a podcast.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Absolutely nobody would understand what we're talking about.
No.
There would be like a select few people who are like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, wrap it up.
Anyways.
Wrap it up.
Thank you, Feline, for
wrap it up.
Using your voice to just share your side. We've had a few days to reflect, and I definitely feel a lot more level-headed and clear-headed versus how I felt.
But what exactly did Feline share of her side? What did we learn? Nothing. Y'all just continue to talk about nothing. You keep being vague. This is... I mean, I guess I don't know what I expected, really, truly.
A couple days ago. So that's good. And I think you're feeling the same way. I can kind of tell.
It's starting to sink in.
I feel like...
Haven't fully digested it yet, but it's starting to sink in.
Yeah. This situation is going to be like an onion. And right now, I think we're just slowly getting into the second layer.
We love a metaphor, Amberlynn.
What?
Can we watch Shrek?
If you guys want to know a random fact about Feline,
I don't.
Shrek.
I don't want to know a random fact about Feline. I don't care. Y'all are broken up. I don't know shit about her because she's barely been in any videos. I just want this video to be done. Is what I want. I want tea. This is doing nothing for me on a Saturday evening, okay?
Is her favorite movie. She's seen it like maybe 300 times.
I mean, relatable.
So,
I mean,
facts.
But you won't watch it with me?
Relatable.
Whatever. I can't watch any movies. My attention span, I don't.
Don't play with me. We've watched movies. You haven't watched Krampus?
Exactly. Y'all have watched movies together. That's what you call a date night. In fact, if I recall, you said date nights where y'all sit down to watch a movie is triggering for you. So if you can make Wifey sit through all these movies, then you can watch the critically acclaimed Shrek, Shrek 2, all the Shrek sequels, and you can do that for Wifey, even post-breakup. I'm not playing.
It was so bad.
You didn't get to see the gingerbread men.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
It was down the chimney.
No. I'm talking when they're trying to kill, and then like the creepy thing in like the basement.
Oh no, I slept through all that.
Yeah, you did. Anyways.
Are we done?
We're gonna probably take a nap. Neither of us
Together?
are sleeping very good. She's on the couch. I'm in the bedroom. Where a lot of wonderful moments went down, so it's hard. Sorry, TMI. I mean, in all. Sorry.
She said, before we're done, I'm gonna let you know one last time, this pussy was fire. Get out of here!
So it's just hard for me to, sleep in the bed, but. So I think we're both gonna take a nap.
All right, bye.
We have some grocery shopping we have to do, so. All right, you guys.
So nothing's gonna change.
We will see you later, and thank you, Feline, for just being great.
Don't play with me. You know you're the great one.
Huh.
See, everything's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Best friends for life.
Are we done?
Bye, guys.
Y'all still talking? Y'all, I almost wish Feline would have just said nothing. Actually, honestly, I mean, that's really, truly what I guess I should have expected, because if Feline had anything more to say that she would want to say but couldn't say in front of Amberlynn, she wouldn't have done it there. We would have to wait until she's out and has her own place again and maybe her own channel, because anything juicy that Feline would have said that would have split from the narrative that she's been telling, Amberlynn would have never included anyways. She would have edited it out, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think I got myself too hyped for that video, if I'm being honest with you. I was like, oh, we're really gonna get some new perspective on this situation. But no, we sure didn't. And that's fine, I guess, but I think it's time for Amberlynn to move on from this arc. Just go back to normal vlogging. I'm sure it won't be that different than what vlogging was like before the breakup, because you barely showed her to begin with. You feel me? You smell what I'm stepping in, you know? So anyways, that's all I have time for today. I do have to go get ready for this event I'm going to this evening. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you've all enjoyed these extra videos over the weekend. And I'll see you all in my next video. Oh wait, I didn't say my whole outro. Make sure, if you're brand new, to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Leave me a comment, hit like, click share. Follow me on all my social media. Check out my merch shop if you want this amazing shirt. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!